Hey, welcome back to the Ping Pong Flix Show. My name is Chris Wong. This is episode 560 of the Ping Pong Flix Show. I've got a few DC updates for you. The first one is and that is the Wonder Woman 1984 sequel and spin-offs. This is coming from Empire Magazine right here. Wonder Woman 1984. Patty Jenkins talks Olympics flashback spin-offs and sequel ideas. There's an exclusive image down here right here. This is the Olympic scene. As I get that out of the way, this is a small little where you see Diana as a little girl competing in Olympics. Patty Jenkins says this: "What I love about the Amazon Olympics is everything that we got to really celebrate in the first movie." Patty Jenkins tells Empire in the big screen preview issue out Thursday, July 9th. Here are these people who are incredibly powerful and capable, but the different in how they approach things. If you've been training for hundreds of years because of impending invasion, you're going to be constantly working on all these skill sets. So to me, every year they would have these Olympics to see who's doing the best on horses or swimming the fastest and seeing new tricks people have figured out. Okay, so that is awesome. So right there, we'll hear more. We'll see more of Themyscira for sure. You see that in the trailer. It's going to be an Olympics type scene. If it seems unlikely that the adult-eyed Diana will ever return to Themyscira, there are plans to revisit it elsewhere. Jenkins mentioned that an animated series focused on the Amazons is being considered, as is an Amazon spin-off film that will be part of the in-world story of Wonder Woman. And of course, the filmmaker has ideas for a third Wonder Woman movie with Gal Gadot. You're enjoying the movie you're making and also reflecting on what could be different or better in the real world, and therefore what story you would want to tell. She says, that's the greatest thing to me about superhero stories. You're able to have a dialogue about what a hero would be right now. So yes, I have ideas for what I'd like to say, and Gal does too. So I'm very intrigued by seeing an animated series focused on the Amazons, right? That would be something really cool. They could put it on HBO Max, a little animated version. Not sure, is it cartoony animated or anime, more mature animated? We'll have to wait and see about that. But the concept of that, pretty much expanding the worlds through different mediums is something that they really should be doing for almost anything else, actually, not just Wonder Woman, not just the Amazons. I love to see that in maybe like the Atlanteans, Aquaman's world as well. I know they got that Trench movie, maybe. I don't know if they're still doing that, but make it an animated Trench. But put the Trench a little spin-off movie on HBO Max or something like that, right? Or is it going to be in a film that you see in theaters? Just like this other, aside from the animated series, she's going to have an Amazon spin-off film. So that'd be interesting as well. Maybe it's how Antiope came out about, how Hippolyta came about, how the other Amazons came about. Choose a story, choose a hero from one of the Amazons and make your own movie or something like that. So that's great. That's a great way of expanding that world, and I think a lot of Wonder Woman fans will be really delighted about that. Plus, again, hinting at the third Wonder Woman film being about today's current situation. So I'm guessing it's going to be a lot about what's happening this year. COVID-19, maybe Black Lives Matter, a lot of the big stories that are coming out this year in real life. How does Wonder Woman survive in this current climate, and what will she do in this current climate? And it seems like she is also talking with that aspect of it, sharing that aspect with it, and having conversations with Gal herself to include her in what it should be, what the story should be. So I'm fascinated by that. I love that. I love that she's including her in creating that third Wonder Woman movie, and I'm very interested to see what that third Wonder Woman movie will definitely be. So I'm very eager to see more about that. Okay, the next thing is the Batman, the Batman's dark mood and atmosphere. Is that a surprise? Well, according to according to fandom, and actually this interview is coming from Collider, there is something to be said about it. So the Batman won't be oppressively dark, says cinematographer Greg Fraser, and they aren't trying to outdo Nolan or Snyder's darkness. In fact, Greg Fraser said this: "We're not trying to have a competition about who can go the darkest of the darkest of the darkest." Now, I'm going to link the video in the description below for you to go check out yourself what he says. There's a little more context to that. Basically, he's just trying to say, well, Batman is a dark character, as you know. We're just trying to emulate the comics, that dark mood, that dark atmosphere. And essentially, we're not just trying to be dark just to be dark. There is a certain aesthetic to that for Batman that they're trying to approach. So that's what he was really trying to say. So, which makes sense. They're pretty much saying they're not going to go out and do what they made Schumacher do with Batman and Robin. They're not going to make a light Batman movie. It's going to be a dark Batman movie because it's Batman, and that's going to be how it's supposed to be. But they're not also trying to have a competition and trying to be darker than somebody else. They're not competing with something else. They're doing their own thing. They're researching their own Batman project and making the best Batman movie they can possibly make with what they have. So I think that's well, it should be happy for any Batman fan, I think. And that's why I thought I'd share it here. So that is the Batman, dark mood and atmosphere. Continuing along around the Batman area. Well, Suicide Squad. David Ayer's Suicide Squad. Nothing much more to this. I think trending event week 2 went very well with Joker, and we're about to have a nice watch party of End of Watch on August 5th for David Ayer and to support David Ayer. But he's hinted out a few more things, and mostly what could have been rather than what it probably will be, depending, because this is CGI work that could possibly still be done, right? So he retweeted these concept art of his Suicide Squad. This looks absolutely incredible. That's Enchantress, and I don't know what that is in the background. Probably her form or her ethereal form or something. Very much looking like something you probably see when you take DMT, but that he said this is where he wanted to take her look. Did it look like this? But there's still time. Maybe with a few billions of billions of dollars, they could maybe get it closer to this concept, maybe, or at least that's what he wished. It looked like. Of course, concept always change. And then they also considered the fact that this could have been like different stages of power she grew on. Like she started from here, and as she got stronger, she got more like ethereal, more celestial, which looks pretty cool. I don't know if she's still doing that weird dance, but yes, exactly. So he exactly approves that this was supposed to how it should have been. Like I said, this is CGI work, and maybe there is a possibility to touch it up when the states start doing the Suicide Squad. And I'm very intrigued to see that, to see if there's any more touching up that he could possibly do, or if he wanted to do, if he got the chance or had the choice, because like Zack Snyder's Justice League, Zack Snyder is getting the choice and the money to get it closer to his original vision as much as possible. So I'm wondering if David ever got the chance to even get it close to what he wanted. Would he be able to get this far in terms of this, or even add the other things that he wanted to add, possibly, right? But we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see if he has any more going on with that as we go further and further into the rabbit hole of David Ayer's Suicide Squad. But the other rabbit hole that I want to talk about is Justice League stand-in mystery. This has been going around, and I didn't necessarily talk about it because I thought it was kind of written off, but something occurred today that made me kind of rethink this a little bit. So let's get to this post here now. This is Gabby Dorado who put this out, but this is actually an Instagram post from Caitlin Burrows. She plays she's a stunt double for Wonder Woman, right? And she's probably also the one that Flash lands on her in that Joss Whedon scene, that fucker that wanted to have that perverted scene in his movie, and Gal didn't want to do it. So anyway, guys, well, let's look at the picture. So this is the picture here of Wonder Woman sharpening her sword, right? And then another shot. This is where she's behind Batman as he's crouching down, looking over at the the site. So Lex Luthor's site there. But and a lot of people thought, oh my gosh, she's pretty much giving away that she's the body double, and they kind of just CGI'd Gal's face on her. And there are people who actually put that out. I don't have it ready, but if you go back to Justice League, it's interesting because almost everything is identical here, including the folds on her arm and the hair, and it literally looked like possibly that Gal had they pasted Gal's head over there. Even in this scene where she's kind of farther back and it was a little bit behind Batman, so maybe they did that as well, right? But according to Caitlin Burrow, she says, nope, just standing in. No way these shots of Wonder Woman were you. No way those shots of Wonder Woman were you. Interesting. Nope, just standing in. So she's trying to just, some people are saying that she's covering a butt, and some people are saying, no, this is nothing there. There's nothing to be seen there. And for the most part, I even kind of wrote it off too. It's like, well, no, she clarified this is not, she's just standing in for lighting. This is not, and she's just doing this to prep lighting and cameras and stuff. Gal was probably still there, right? So, and with the comment that this is to all the professional TV in the TV, film, and arts world and stuff like that. So it's not a surprise she spoke out in support of Ray Fisher as well. So is this a way of her showing that, hey, there's more to this than what I'm trying to tell you? It's interesting because I didn't think about it more until Larry Fong said something here. Larry Fong actually came out today, and to be very clear, he said he wasn't there, and it's true. He was not the DP for this. Fabian Wagner was the DP for this. Larry Fong wasn't there. He said, I wasn't there, but I can tell you this. Superhero costumes are hella expensive, and we're lucky to get stand-ins with the right color clothes at all, much less an entire duplicate costume. So what's he trying to say? What, to me, when I'm reading this, what he's trying to say that this is an interesting situation because in his own experience, it's to get a duplicate costume and to have that person wear this just for lighting is very rare, if not at all, impossible. So he's trying to say that what we're assuming now, that this is nothing more than a stunt double, standing in for lighting. What he's probably trying to say that she may well be using her body here and having her face CGI'd out with Gal. But she doesn't want to say that because probably NDA. She doesn't want to assume. She won't want to let you assume that. She probably did the scene, and they took that scene anyway and stuck Gal's face on it. Yeah. Crazy, right? How crazy is this? This movie is crazy. This movie is crazy. I bet you if some people line up the shots, and like some people have already seen that, hey, look at the fold in the arm. There's something, and look at how the body character of it. If you paste this on top of the Gal scene, it's identical, except Gal's head, his face, almost seemed like it's larger because they were trying to fit it in to her body. Oh my God, this movie it's just an astronomical nightmare, right? It's an astronomical nightmare, and it's so revealing how much more I keep hating on this movie as more and more gets revealed. I mean, I can go back to the first review where I really liked the movie, and my friends were, berating me to like it, and things like that. And I had this, the review, the spoiler free, and then as you see my progression of learning more and more and more, and now until now, I absolutely cannot watch this movie. So I don't even want to go back and try to compare to see where this scene and look at the folds and everything. I mean, I don't really care anymore because Zack Snyder's Justice League's coming out, but it is just the thought of that. They went through great lengths to get these people on screen, right? I mean, even Gal said herself that she wasn't even with the guys in a lot of scenes. She was talking to poles. She was talking to posts, a stand-in polls, because she didn't know who she was talking to, and a lot of them were just talking to polls too, probably. They were all there together. So it's very extremely frustrating, the amount of money that they poured in to change it to what it is now in the theatrical cut. And maybe, hey, we're getting the like OG version anyway, so this is actually may have worked out a little bit better. But yeah, damn, what craziness is that? That's just absolutely insane. But the next thing I want to talk about is a little bit more about Batman v Superman. I want to give a shout out to Batman versus Superman BVS Minute by the Minute by Stephen Colbert featuring Andrew Dice. So that's a plug right there. But they did they're on the Knightmare scene area. They have Richard Citrone on. Go listen to those podcasts right now. Those minutes are awesome. I can't wait for the next minute when Superman comes down. But through the Knightmare vision, through Batman fighting and things like that, there are cool things about Richard Citrone, his little insight into that day shooting, how tired he was, things I didn't even know, but really enlightening stuff. So be sure to check out Batman versus Superman by the Minute by Stephen Colbert and Andrew Dice. But they talked about a little something that was revealed on Twitter, and I didn't get to talk about it. But there was that fascist symbol that was in the background in those shots, right? It looks like a crossed out swastika, right? But what it turns out to be, and this is actually revealed by Soham, none other than Soham, at Butter Bar a long time ago, like in 2018, over a year ago, and it was this picture right here. So there's on this truck in that scene where you actually see that symbol, and from far away you think it's like a crossed out swastika, right? And it's like, what is that? What's the deal with that? Well, it's actually a fascist symbology of Superman, and when you look closely, it's actually Superman's symbol, four of Superman's symbol, and more like a straight lines, and put around into a circle to form a fascist symbol, which is that symbology here. So that's amazing. That's interesting. How that is played into the world, into the Knightmare world. We know now that Superman was going around destroying the world in his red and blue suit. It's oppressive, right? So it's like Injustice. It's pretty much Injustice, inspired from Injustice, but he's like taken over by anti-life because of the dark side. We know that now, and hopefully, I can't wait to see those scenes. By the way, Superman going bonkers and destroying the world and having everybody bend their knee to him, right? Kneel to Superman, not kneel to Zod, but kneel to Superman. So, and seeing all this rebellion come up, formed by Batman, and they're using Superman's symbol as a fascist symbology. That's pretty damn awesome, right? That's pretty. I can't wait to see that world. I can't wait to see that Nightmare vision, seeing more of that, and seeing how that expanded. How did it get from Batman v Superman through Justice League through that Knightmare scenario is something that I've been dying to see, wanting to see for a long time after witnessing the Knightmare vision in Batman v Superman. When you see that Knightmare scene, the one thing in my mind, even after the credits roll from Batman v Superman, is like that's not a one thing. Like, no fucking way we're not going to see more of that. Like, I want a whole movie in that Knightmare scene. I want a whole movie, Mad Max style Knightmare vision, and this alludes more to that nature, to them fighting off Superman. Kind of like Real Anarchy, the Real Emotion. They talked about this today, about how it's like what's his name? Homeland Man. I mean, I'm totally losing my mind, but it's The Boys, right? The Boys and Homelander from The Boys. It's like that, except going nuts, probably destroying cities and stuff like that. It's gonna be it's gonna be the Homelander that Homelander wishes he could be when he sees Superman destroying worlds. Like, Homelander will look, if Homelander was real, he'd watch the Knightmare vision of Superman and say, like, holy shit, that guy's got more balls than I do. So that's when he goes full loose. And then we'll have like imagine if the Boys are Batman's regime, and they'll probably do that. They'll probably put his Homelander symbol on there and turn it into like a fascist symbol or some other, and that's why we got that. So Superman is evil in this Knightmare future, and I can't wait to see more of that. What an incredible world, and that fascist symbology and how that's being done there. So really looking forward to the Snyder Cut, man, the Justice League movie, right? So a little bit more on the Snyder Cut. I got an excerpt here. It's an excerpt from Release the Snyder Cut book. This is Sean O'Connell, who reached over 3,000 followers on Twitter. He said if you reach 3,000 followers, he'd release a little quote from his Snyder Cut book. So there are quotes I can't release yet. Zack asked me to hold until the book, and he did not do interviews after the HBO Max reveal. But around this quote, we discussed why Henry was part of May 20th, why Ben and the rest were not, and his dream plan for the Release the Snyder Cut reveal. So, vocal minority, and this is an excerpt. Weeks after the Snyder Cut reveal, when the fever pitch surrounding the anticipated HBO Max announcement had cooled to a simmer, Snyder reflected on the impact of the day. He was still he still was feeling the emotional reverberations of the Release the Snyder Cut movement's hard-fought win. I wanted to honor what the fans had created by trying to do this announcement in a way that would be dramatic or cool, he said. Our intent was just to try and honor what everyone had done by giving them a reveal that was worth the effort, if that was possible. And the truth is, I don't even know if that as a concept was possible. So that's really awesome that and I'll take this away so you can read the whole thing. That's really cool that he really tried to give us a great surprise, very dramatic reveals. And he's like that, right? He loves that, and I love him for that as well. Snyder understood better than anyone how much time and energy was spent raising and maintaining awareness for the Snyder Cut of Justice League. He had tracked every step of the fierce battle waged by the Release the Snyder Cut family to convince Warner Brothers to allow Snyder to finish his incomplete vision. He supported their efforts to educate naysayers and backed the charitable fundraising campaigns that often were associated with the RTSC movement. So, and he shared what he would have been his dream scenario plan for the celebratory Snyder Cut reveal if the world had not been drastically affected by the COVID-19 pandemic in 2020. So, of course, this is going to be released in 2021. That's why it said that. But yeah, I'm really wondering what his dream scenario plan would have been. That would have been really awesome. So he really tried his best to get that celebratory celebratory, but we still did. I mean, it's still awesome. The way it came out is still, to me, to this day, one of the greatest days in my Snyder Cut life. But I love it. It's interesting how, when reading this, and when you hold in on this, Snyder understood better than anyone how much time and energy was spent raising and maintaining awareness, right? And this part is interesting. He had tracked every step of the fierce battle waged by the Snyder Cut family. Tracked every step. And even the words, he understood better than anyone, right? He's watching us, man. He's been watching us from day one, eyes everywhere. He knows fully well all the his supporters and the people who made the charitable fundraising campaigns. He's always watching. He's always watching, and that is amazing to me. That he has, with all the time that he he all the biz, how busy he is, how much projects he have, he still has time to watch the Snyder Cut movement, to keep an eye closely to the people that supported him, supported the Snyder Cut movement, and supported the Snyder Cut Justice League. Amazing. What an amazing man. Man, I'm so happy. I am so happy to have met him at SnyderCon. I'm so happy that he connected with me on Vero. I'm so happy that I'm so happy to get the Snyder Cut of Justice League. And I'm just so happy for everything the Snyder Cut movement has done. And it's an amazing time. It's still going to be amazing. And that's why Justice Con, which is my next topic that's coming up right now, is going to be also very, very amazing, right? Justice Con, by the fans, for the fans, but supported by big names. And this is a big name that just joined Justice Con the other day. That's right, Ray Fisher. Oops, the headline was just right there. Ray Fisher joins Justice Con, and he tweeted out himself, "Relax, Justice Con. We'll take it from here." Hashtag Justice Con, Zack Snyder's Justice League Board Live. So this is a video. Of course, my sound is not working, but essentially this is the a new open up detachment, by the way, crazy awesome Justice Con trailer, Soham. This is so cool, but they've added a little bit extra, a little bit after all that reveals, and like Ray Fisher, Cyborg's taking over, introducing special guests with some scenes from the Justice League movies, Zack Snyder's Justice League movie. That's right, Ray Fisher is here. I stand with Ray Fisher. Yes, he is coming to Justice Con. That's right. Awesome. July 25th, July 26th. Justice Con is just a throw, really just a few weeks away now. Oh my gosh. Just a few weeks away. It's going to be amazing, amazing, amazing. I cannot wait for Justice Con. Definitely. And also we're going to have a Crisis on Infinite Earths streams as well, coverage of Justice Con. So that's an added thing to that as well. So I'm really, really looking forward to that, but I'm really looking forward to Justice Con weekend. Yeah. But also in addition to Justice Con weekend, a little bit more, as promised, Nerd Queens, here we go. Justice Con merch is here, along with limited edition badges and 2 logo versions. Here we have one with different colors. This could be Caucasian and this could be black, so you have your choice on that. This could be Hal Jordan, this could be John Stewart. Yeah, I mean, I definitely picked John Stewart as my Green Lantern, as this guy right here, my cool little Funko. John Stewart for Green Lantern. John Stewart. Okay, so, but yeah, definitely that's kind of cool. That'd be great to see John Stewart in Justice League if that would happen. But if you go to Ink to the People site, Got a lot of cool merch here for you to check out. Every purchase goes toward the American Foundation of Suicide Prevention Charity. Different shirts, hoodies, caps. We got masks now. That's pretty damn cool. And bandanas. We got a sticker pack. Wow, a sticker pack. Also a badge. Yeah, wear a badge. Like make like you're actually going to a con, right? A physical con. You need your badges as attendee badges. So these are pretty damn cool. Look how much thought they put into this. And also the Justice Con logo on these shirts and as well. So yeah, go ahead. I'm gonna have all this linked in the description below for you to check out and for you to even donate to. So there's also a donation page if you just want to donate and help raise money for American Foundations for Suicide Prevention. Justice Con is raising that right now. All of this is sponsored by the Nerd Queens and Wonder Man. So awesome stuff. Really, really awesome stuff. I can't wait for Justice Con. This is so exciting. It's so exciting. So great to see the fans putting this together, fans coming together, fans uniting together for charity, and also to bring you essentially a virtual Snyder Con. And Zack Snyder himself is going to be here. He arranged the dates. Ray Porter, Jay Oliva, and now our main man, I stand with Ray Fisher, is going to be at Justice Con too. Holy crap. Who else is there? I'm hearing there's more surprise guests, so I cannot wait to learn more who else is joining Justice Con. All right. Yeah. And once again, thank you so much for watching. Thanks so much for subscribing. Tomorrow, I'm going to tell you there is a new live stream crossover event. This is Chilling with the Bros. Let me take this off for a second. Chilling with the Bros. Let's talk with the Ferrucci brothers from Comic Book Debate. All four of them, I think all four of them, this Thursday, which is tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to retweet this out once it comes live in 15 hours, as you see. So I get to talk to Shiraz and his brothers, everything about Comic Book Debate, all their events, even the one where they held an event for Black Panther, so that children of Black color can go and watch Black Panther, and also other charity events and how they came about with the release of Snyder Cut as well. They are pretty much from the OG movement, so really looking forward to talking to them and letting you all know you guys should follow these guys. Absolutely follow these guys. So all right, well, that is it for tonight. I want to thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for subscribing, and yeah, I guess I'll see you next time.